Some say that, like a fine wine, a good stock takes time. So, for those of you still with AbbVie, good job. It's been a long road. And as most of you know by now, AbbVie stock had a Friday breakout after the pharma giant topped Wall Street's fourth quarter earnings expectations and delivered inline sales. Further, AbbVie provided guidance that Wall Street and investors found appealing enough to spike the buying volume. So, let's take a look. For the fourth quarter, AbbVie earnings were $2.21 per share on an adjusted basis. That beat the average estimate of analysts polled by Zacks Investment Research by a penny. Earnings popped more than 16% year over year. Sales edged up nearly 5% to $8.7 billion and met forecasts. On an operational basis, sales grew 5.3%, due in part to better than expected revenue from the blockbuster drug Humira. Humira delivered higher than expected revenues of $4.92 billion. That beat the Wall Street forecast for $4.85 billion. CEO Richard Gonzalez stated that our strong performance this quarter completes another excellent year for AbbVie. He further stated the launches of Skyrizi and Rinvoq are going extremely well, and we are entering 2020 with substantial momentum. We also look forward to completing the planned Allergan acquisition in the first quarter. In its press release, AbbVie stated that it expected adjusted diluted earnings per share of between $9.61 and $9.71 in 2020, well above the $9.45 per share projected by analysts. In my opinion, I don't think that AbbVie could have done much better. And judging by the stock price, I think many agree as Friday was a huge volume day for AbbVie. But it's not over, and there is a lot more to come from AbbVie. So, in riding the big waves of the stock market, investors should remember the surfer analogy. The bigger the wave, the greater the ride. The more tempted you are to stay on, the more uncertain the when and how it breaks. And only the best of surfers get off really smoothly. So hang on, and let's take another look at a chart for AbbVie. And so we're looking at the monthly chart for AbbVie that goes back to 2013, and the symbol is ABBV. For disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of AbbVie at this time. So from that bottom there in mid-2019, we've had a pretty good ride on that wave up to this point here. We had a slight correction to this point here, staying above that $80 per share price, and then earnings came on Friday, and we popped. And we popped just above this level here. So, in my humble opinion, we don't have blue sky, but we do have a clear way. Yet, on the way up, there's going to be resistance. Resistance from all of these people here that bought in and may or may not want to sell. I think the further the stock goes up, the less they'll want to sell and the less resistance there will be. But there will be some resistance. The road is never straight. Looking here at the MAC, you can see we had that bottom. Came all the way up here, had a little bit of a hitch, and now we're accelerating on the top side, just moving above that zero line with the fast line above the slow line. The slow line is going to come cresting up here to the zero line soon enough too. But we're just beginning, at least in this phase. This is kind of like the second phase. The first phase was difficult to hold on. The second phase will be a little bit easier, but still it's going to be a rocky road. Here into the histogram, you had a long way from here to here. So don't expect it to be that straight from now on. There's going to be hiccups. If anything, the coronavirus may provide some headway wins. So just be cautious, but hang on. You can see here price rate of change. That's the reaction from the pullback. That's going to reflect off and head up soon enough. And it will go above that zero line. So things are strengthening. You can see that relative strength, 61.71. it's improving as well from that bottom there, heading on up. It bounced off, reflected off that midline or 50 line. It's going to head up. Hopefully it gets into that overbought territory above 80 and then hangs up there. You can see that that's where it wants to go. That's what the stochastics is telling you. And then volume looks good, looks fine. And then Williams is already up in that overbought territory. So I think the rest of the oscillators are going to follow suit. And I think the price is going to continue. Back on up to the price chart. So it looks pretty easy, doesn't it? Well, those of you holding on, no, it's not easy. But I do think that the hard work is done. And hopefully you can continue to hang on, depending upon your circumstances. But as usual, continue to conduct your due diligence with the fundamentals. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.